You know, everyone said that they were going to get organized in a new year. I know I was one of them. But guess what? My office is still disheveled. How about yours? And at home, you know, you can't find your shoes, you can't find your shirts, even in the closets. Well, maybe it's time to, it's time to get it together, do you think? And what would you do, even seriously, in case of an emergency? And you need those important documents, but you still just can't find them, can't get your hands on them. Joining us, someone who's got it together, who's got things to put it all together. Alicia Rockmore is a co-founder of Button-Up. Good morning.
Good morning. We ready to get organized?
I need to. I don't know if you folks at home, are you with me? We need to.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's one of the top 5 resolutions that everybody sets out on the 1st of January. And you know what? By the 15th, which is what, 4 days from now, most people have already thrown away their resolutions.
I lost mine on January 3rd. So tell us, give us 3 rules to start.
There's 3 simple rules. The first one is you've got to ditch perfection. You're not going to be perfect at getting organized, and if you try to be, you're going to fail before you start. The second is embrace what we call the 80-20 rule, which is if you figure out the 20%, which is what we're going to talk about in a few minutes, that's the most important stuff to get organized, 80% of your problem is solved.
I like that.
And the third one, delegate. Because you're not going to get it all done yourself. Organizing is a means to an end, which is you'll want to get on with the things you really want to enjoy doing. So the more you can take off of your plate and give to somebody else, the more time you have.
That's why they call it delegate.
Exactly. Should we start with the important information?
Yeah, because many of us have filing cabinets and they're all over the place and we're stuffed with things. What do we do?
Just like this. This is what most people's file cabinet
looks like. This would be organized for me.
Yeah, but you go, you pick it up, everything's a mess. And you know what? People waste 1 hour a day searching for information that they know they have, but they can't get their hands on. So if you could have 2 weeks back a year, wouldn't it be great?
Would be great.
What we recommend, and this is a perfect example of how to do it, which is a Life.Doc, which is organize your most important information, back to the 80-20 rule, everything's taken care of. If you look at something like this, it's got all the important stuff together. Financial, insurance, medical. Do you know your blood type, Greg?
No, I don't, but let's show it for our viewers again. This is what we're talking about, right? So it has all of our important medical documents, insurance need.
Financial, legal. The other thing
home insurance policy and all that stuff too.
Absolutely. The other thing it does is it's a checklist for people. So you're going through it and it says, where's the location of your living will? And you go, oh my goodness, I don't have one of those. I actually should get one together.
Every day I come home, the first thing I look at my mailbox and I say, all this mail, all this junk mail, what do I do?
Just like that. You know what? You put it in piles. This is actually organized because most people.
This is organized?
Well, for some people, no. We're going to get to the right way to do it. Most people just stack it up. It's the junk, it's the bills, it's everything else, and you know what happens? Stuff gets missing. 4 simple things you need to do. Purchase one of this. This one came from the Container Store, but most mass merchandisers have it. 3 simple things. Bills, so things you need to pay. Correspondence, people you need to talk to. Follow-up, so phone calls, magazine articles, and then one pile that's for catalogs and magazines. And make sure that what you put the magazines and catalogs in is small enough so it forces you to go through it once a week.
And how often do you think you really should throw away magazines?
Well, my theory is if you only have to touch something once, that's a good thing. So if you put something in your hands and you know you're not going to use it, throw it away. It's helpful to have a trash can right by where you put your mail. But you know what? If you can't do that, at least on Sundays, spend 10 minutes and get rid of the junk. Because oftentimes you never go back to it again.
Last thing, how do we keep a schedule going? Because we're busy. All of us are so busy. What do we do?
And especially if you've got a family and you've got people to keep track of, the best way to do it is to get one of these whiteboards. So if you take a look, do it color coordinated. And the best thing you can do, if your kids are above the age of 10, have them fill in their own calendar. It's exactly, goes back to the rule of delegation. Let them do it themselves. And you know what? If they don't put down their soccer game or their birthday party, just once say, you know what? It wasn't on the calendar, can't take care of it. And you know what? They'll remember the next time.
I think Tiger Woods was brought up that way. Similar ways. All right. Hey, Alicia Rockmore, I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year.
I'll have a better New Year if I can get organized with ideas like this. I think we can all do it. She's a co-founder of Button-Up. I want to thank so much for joining us and give us those fabulous tips on ways to get organized. Thank you. I feel empowered. Justin, how about you? You have a clean office. You're organized.
I hardly have anything in my office here. Back home, though, it's a different story. I'm a junk collector, just like my father. I can organize junk very well, though.